After driving this Jeep for almost a year, the red dash panels are becoming a little bit too much for me. In today's video, we are going to show you the easiest way to color match panels on your Jeep Wrangler or Gladiator. Now what we're talking about today is held in this box right here. Now I'd love to be able to say that I didn't open this yet, but I did open it, and as you can see, we've got some cool objects in here. Now the company that we're working with today is called Distinction Applied, and what they are known for is color matching components of your Jeep, of your Wrangler, Gladiator. They also do it for some other vehicles, but inside here are some color matched panels for this Jeep. I reached out to Brian, he owns the entire company, and I was like, hey look, I'm sick of the red dash. I've been seeing all of your content on Instagram. I've seen you at shows. Do you guys want to work together with the channel? And he was like, absolutely. Took a look at our channel, and I said, let's do a set of color matched items for the inside. I said, let's match it with what we got going on. So inside here, moment of truth, it's kind of like, it's almost as like sub wrapping here. Check it out. So they went ahead and color matched both of the dash panels in high velocity yellow. So they are known down there for color matching. I mean, these guys are a professional automotive body shop. They've been doing this for years, and the coolest thing is they're a body shop that's used to doing this as well. So I really debated on what I wanted to do. I could take mine out, I could try and find a local body shop, have them try and match it, but can you imagine trying to explain this to guys that are used to painting entire cars or fixing wrecked vehicles? It's probably not something up their alley. Distinction Applied, that is what they're known for, and that is what they do. Now, I had a chance to talk to Brian on the phone, and he said probably the hardest part when you're looking at one of these is actually getting it to match perfectly with the vehicle. Because when you enter a paint coat in and it spits out all of the different colors, it might not be a perfect match to what's on the outside. With them, they actually have a dealership near them. They borrow the vehicles, test the colors out, see if they have to adjust any of the pigments, any of the colors added to get a perfect match. And they do every color under the sun. Tuscadero, high velocity, the blue from the 4xe, you can really match this how you want. And then you have the option of gloss, or you can do the matte finish just like the standard interior of the red Rubicon dash. This is going to be obviously your passenger side, so this is the larger panel that actually houses the airbag in the back. Now, I kind of wanted to go over some pros of this. So obviously looking at this, it is color matched perfectly to the vehicle. Some of the pros of using Distinction Applied though, the biggest one that I liked is that they actually have kind of a core charge or a refund if you ship back your factory panels. Now for these, they're about the $500 price point to order them from Distinction Applied. But the cool part is if you return yours, I believe the core credit is $249 or $250. So in all reality, if you were to pull your factory ones out, find a paint shop that could match it this well and would actually be willing to take on the task, if you order a set from Distinction Applied, they ship right to your door. You can do them in a quick afternoon, ship your original panels back, and there you go. You're done. You don't have any downtime, and you're rolling around in your freshly paint matched panels. And the second thing is the fact that they've been doing this. They know how to paint this. They know what works, what doesn't, and you're not going to take a risk by dropping it off at Joe Blow's paint shop and seeing if they can paint match it. These guys know what they're doing, and the price is very reasonable in my opinion. So the first thing that we actually did too is disconnect the battery. Now I did want to let you guys know that this isn't a step-by-step. If you are not comfortable doing this, take it to a professional mechanic shop. I am just doing this for informational purposes. There is an airbag involved over on this side, so you do have to be really careful. We're not going to get into all that today. It was really just explaining how to kind of go about the process and look at the finished product. What we're going to be removing today is obviously going to be the two red panels. This upper dash pad needs to come out. If you've got any sort of phone mounts or the two screws in there that are just standard, that's going to pull out. This entire piece here just pops off. That's just kind of held in by some clips, and then you have to disconnect a few wires. So you got to remove the radio bezel too. We do have the 8.4. Now we don't need to remove the 8.4 inch radio. I would say just kind of be careful while you're doing this, but it's not required to be removed. What we do need to remove is there's one little screw right here. For the upper dash panels, you're not going to pull it up. You can see we got it loose. We got that screw removed. You're going to pull it towards you, because just as those same kind of push pins, the clips go into these slots, there's slots behind here. So let's pull it towards us. We'll start on the driver's side. Remember guys, this is all tight too. This is all factory done, so there you go. It might sound like you're literally breaking out of it. So the clips and what you're actually popping out are going to be these little metal jobs that go onto the plastic. Now some of them can get stuck in the panel, so you see we've got 3 that decided to hang on for dear life. Those are going to be removed. So we're going to pull those off we'll pull them off once we get the panels out. That way it's a little bit easier. And then we're going to put them on the ones that they pulled out of. We'll just slip them back on. So you just want to make sure that all the clips, you don't lose them. So for the driver's side, the only thing you're going to have to do is pull these 4 screws out at the top. There's none on the bottom. What you will have to do though, and here's kind of a cool way that you can work with Distinction Applied, they can actually color match these and the bezels here as well. So if you're looking to really get a custom touch to it, or want to maybe add, you know, Mojave coloring, whatever color you're going for, you can order those at the same time. If you're going to pop it, like this entire install here, you want to just give it nice even pressure for the clips that you're popping out. So nice even pressure, that way you don't crack anything behind here. Let's see if we can kind of reach our hand in there. There we go. All right guys, so we're kind of crouched over. You can see I got my Hey Dudes on in shorts. It's nice outside. You're going to be using a T15 Torx bit to remove this entire unit. So as you can see, the entire bezel, everything just pops right off. And we're going to kind of set this so if this is the way you're looking at the Jeep, this is on that side. And then let's pop this one off over here. And you are going to reuse the screws, but if I'm not mistaken, the clips, they kept on the Distinction Applied units, so we don't need to swap any of those over. All right, guys, so see, these are the clips that got stuck on here from our dash panel. We want to pull these out because they're going to go on that upper trim or the dash pad. And then those 3 are out. So the last thing we need to do is pull these the chrome panels. These are separate. So on the back side, they're held in 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to see if this little flathead is enough to... Or if you just have to push them? Okay, yeah, I think you just push them. Maybe they'll get a little tighter towards the end. We can use a little flathead assistance. This is all kind of brittle plastic though, so I'm really not trying to go too crazy. Yeah, there you go. See, like I said, just a little bit of plastic there, not much. So the coolest part is that we didn't scratch these up. They are like perfect. I mean, the Jeep has less than 10,000 miles on it, but I really don't want to keep them, and honestly, I have too many parts, so we'll probably just toss them. I'm just kidding. We're not going to toss them. We're not like that. We'll probably ship this set back or refinish them, put them on Dad's Jeep. So you guys have it a little before and after. You can see the gloss on the new panels. I really like that compared to the flat. Now, I've had gloss panels before. I paint matched myself, so I do know they don't reflect too bad. I just really like it because it matches the exterior. AEV and a lot of custom builders do it. So there you go. There's your before and after if you were curious as to what it would look like. So get all these started. They do just slot into place. Then we're going to use the screws that we just pulled out of the factory Rubicon dash. Make sure you kind of pick up on the panel a little bit like this, so that way it can seat down properly, because I just noticed that I had it kind of propped up and it wasn't aligning. I did also throw some just towels down. Guys, our shop's being built right now. Don't worry, we're going to have benches and everything, but as new YouTubers or new to your own channel, sometimes it's a decent investment that you have to make, and not everything happens overnight, so I'm glad to have all of you guys still here and supporting. You know, just making this kind of dream become a reality. We just hit 15K subs, so 15,000 people subscribe to the channel. So many more viewing it every week. It really has just been a blessing. And we're excited to keep working with great companies like this. So, I mean, if you guys want to see the top-notch, top-quality products, you come here to Dirt Road CRED, because we're going to be doing stuff like this, and we're buying it and trying it and working with vendors, so you don't have to. All right, so the next step is now to put these bezels in. If you guys remember when we did these on the Hemi swap back in the day, we actually paint matched these two as well. I don't think I'm going to quite yet, and if I do decide to in the future, I know how to. But these, you're just gonna align, well, okay, tell myself how to do it while I'm doing it and do it wrong. Align the studs up, and then just give them a click in like that, give it kind of a good amount of pressure. Once again, this is all plastic here, so you don't have to go crazy on it. Just a nice, even amount of pressure. Get them all lined up. There you have it. This panel is ready to go back in. The moment of truth. We've got our new panel here. Let's install it on this side. Get these lined up. So these 4 will clip in down below. And then we've got 4 screws we need to put back in up top. Well, we've got this side wrapped up. We're going to go over here on the passenger side and repeat the exact same process. Now, like I said, that is the airbag involved, so we're not going to kind of show that side on camera. It's really easy to pop it out. There's screws along the top row over there and then some on the bottom. And all you've got to do to get to the bottom ones is pull off this little plastic cover plate here, and then we have full access. We can get all the screws removed, and then we can get that off, transfer the AC bezels, and get the airbag transferred over to the new one and pop it all back in. All right, guys, so we got it swapped over, got the airbag on here, AC vent swapped over. I got to tell you, if you are nervous doing this or are not really trained to do it, I'm telling you to go to a shop. So, I mean, I like I said, I didn't show it on camera. I didn't want to have to see how that all gets done, but it's just a little nerve-wracking. You're working with an airbag that explodes it. You guys can probably answer in the comments how big the how fast these go. But the biggest thing about swapping these with factory panels that are just painted is that if this does have to go off, it's going to be able to break through. So there's a lot of Amazon cheapies out there that actually put on like stick-on covers onto the outside of these panels. Can you imagine if that goes flying off, it's going to shoot that panel towards you. So that's why you want this, because big thing with Distinction Applied, it's a factory panel that just got a painting on it. So huge benefit there. We're going to slide this back into place though. Woo. I bet you could polish this enough and look in it like a reflection. So you can get rid of that vanity mirror and the visor. Right. Just use this. There you go, honey. Say things I don't do to the Jeep. Or for just me. Not today.
Whole family right here.
Yeah, whole family mod right here. You guys ever do an install with a camera right in your hand to make sure if you mess up, everyone in the world knows it? Bet not. Just to get ridiculed by commenters. I do have some interesting comments every now and again, but they're not from regulars, so it's kind of like the guy going into the local like mom and pop like pizza shop and saying it sucks. Like, I don't eat there every day, bro. Like, get out of here. Well, we got everything kind of wrapped up. I did want to add on one more thing. So our boys over at Bullet Point, we're going to swap it out from their standard mount here to their MagSafe compatible mount. They just came out with this. I do have a brand new iPhone, so I figured this was a perfect time to upgrade. They sent us 2 of these. So I have an older iPhone that I use for work and a couple other things, and then I have a newer one. The new one will go right onto here, but in case you have any style of phone, they include the magnet rings too, so you can put them on the back of the case. This doesn't get as strong through my OtterBox, but when you don't have a case on it, it gets really strong. Or if you have like an iPhone branded case like you do, Ryan, it gets really strong. So we're going to just put this on right here onto our Bullet Point setup. Get this snugged up. Kind of get it exactly where we want it. Give it a real good tighten. Which I had these... Oh, sorry, I bumped into you. Ruined the shot.
That's over.
So we got this all set up. Now, I have a brand new iPhone here, and we're just gonna... So we got 2 of those. They do have a little bit of a rubberized coating on there. What I think I'm gonna do, though, is I'm gonna put on my OtterBox and use the included magnet ring. They have 2 per package, and we've got 2 of these. So I'm gonna put them on the outside of the case, and that's really strong, because I like to protect this phone a little bit, but there you have it. Nice and simple. And also nothing to fuss with. So I don't mind those other mounts for a super durable mount, but this is going to work great. And from what they're telling me too, off-roading wise, they're going to hold up perfectly strong. So very quick one. It wasn't long enough for a whole video, but I figured I'd show you guys now an easy way to mount it up. And if you guys would like, click on the link down below. We'll link the Bullet Point mount system. Well, we've got everything wrapped up here, and I gotta say, I am absolutely thrilled with how this turned out. The high velocity yellow looks perfect on the dash, and it is an exact match to the color. Like, I can even close this door, but see what I was talking about, just how nice that transition. We got the black, we got high vis, and then over here, door panel, high vis, so we really get a nice tie-in here. What I really liked about this kit is that it does beat the heck out of trying to paint match this myself. Now, I did it on the Hemi. It took about a full day. I couldn't drive it that night. I really let it cure. And then, honestly, if you have any issues with it flashing, with it running, I mean, with not getting a perfect coat, you're kind of back to square one. So you got to sand it down, repaint it, waste more money. This really is the way to go. Distinction Applied, they are set up. They know how to do it. They ship them right to your door. And then if you want to send them back in for a core charge, you just put your original ones back in the box, buy a label, ship it back down to them, so then they can just kind of recycle them and keep using them. Now, distinction applied, if you guys check them out, be sure to say that Dirt Road Cred sent you. It helps the channel out, and it just lets them know that the video is getting good views, and if you purchase a set, lets them know that this really does work, especially showing it off in person like this. We're also going to be planning to work with them at some shows, so we talked to them. They're going to be at a lot of the same shows we are, and hopefully if you guys are there too, you can check these out in person, see the quality, and then perhaps pick up a set for yourself, because they do bring product to there as well. Till next time though, I want you to get out there and earn yours.